Hello, my beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and I am here to do a detailed May reading for you, just my Pisces. So, this is for all those who have Pisces sun, moon, rising, or have it predominantly in their chart, or any cross watchers are welcome to watch as well. This is an intuitive tarot reading, so I am not an astrologer, but I am going to dig into the tarot to understand some of the energies, areas, blessings, obstacles, things that may be coming forward for you within the month of May for my Pisces. Now, I have already prayed over the cards and selected the cards. I have not seen the cards, but I have selected them. So I'm going to walk through this reading with you, and with that, okay, so let me give you an overview of what the reading actually is, because it's slightly different than I have done before, okay? And so the reading that we're going to do today is, first there will be a significator that's going to give us a general overview of the energies that are going to be around you within the month of May. And then we'll go into your first area where we're going to be looking at your perception of self, as well as how other people see you and how you need to maneuver or see your networks or communities within the month of May. The second area we'll dig into will be your career, income, and resources for the month of May. And then third, we'll look at love, partnership. So it could be, depending on if you're, because this is a general reading, if you're in partnership or looking for partnership, love partnership. It could also represent one-on-one partnerships and business, creative projects, etc., as well as your family. So that's what would be the third area. The fourth area will look at your health and wellness. The fifth area will look at your self-expression, adventure, and higher learning. And then the sixth area will look at what is going on underneath the surface, your subconscious, unconscious, as well as spirituality or spiritual connection. And then we'll finally end it with a message, guidance from spirit. So that's going to be your reading today. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel. We're continuing to grow, and that brings me a lot of joy. Please, if you have not yet, go down there and click that subscribe button for me. And also, if you like the readings that you're seeing on the channel, as well as the shorts that you're seeing on the channel, if you're seeing them, then please share them, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, just to let you know, I also do personal readings. So if you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do a reading for you. I enjoy those even more than the general readings because they are specific to you as an individual, and they get into more, we can really get into it, right? And so to get a personal reading, you need to contact me, all small case, all together, abundantjoytarot@gmail.com. All that information is in the description, but I just wanted to share that with you. That being said, we are going to jump into your reading. So get yourself a cup of tea, some coffee, some water, whatever you need, relax, and let's see what you've got going on in May. All right, so let's see, you've got, okay, Pisces. Take charge. Don't wait for the stars to align. Reach up and align them the way you want. Okay, Spirit is really saying to me in my head that you all need to, sometimes you have stood back, okay, but they are really saying that it is time within this month of May. You're actually clear about the direction that you need to go, is what I'm hearing. And with that clarity in mind and your internal strength, it doesn't have to necessarily be with force, aggression, if you will, to take charge, but to take charge in the way that you lead, even if that is in a gentler way, right? But there's this energy of make the things that you don't wait for things to happen for you. Go ahead and take the steps to bring them forward. Okay, and then the other significator we got, interesting. Okay, all right. So this is good guidance for what's happening here, because in the Four of Cups is this energy of a bit of apathy, if you will, feeling like Many things have been lost, or just an unsatisfaction with the way that things have maybe been moving in your life, dear Pisces. And so you're focusing on the lack rather than focusing on the abundance that's literally being handed to you by spirit, right? By spirit, by your higher self, by your guides, right? That is a cup full of ideas, abundance, wealth, and success. But you notice that she's just not even looking at it. They're not even paying any attention, right, to what's going on in that cup, and instead focusing on woe is me. Okay, so because you've also got this take charge card, and kind of what I was hearing from spirit before, there you have an opportunity in May to turn your head away from what you feel is lacking, what you feel you've been disappointed with, what you feel is no longer there for you. Okay, and focus on that thing that is, and let that blossom and grow and regenerate for you, because it is a great opportunity when you begin to take charge to see the success moving in your life. All right, let's see how this plays out within the reading. But this is certainly an interesting message in terms of thinking about how to approach the overall month of May for you, my dear Pisces. So we're going to go into the first area, which is about how you perceive yourself, how other people see you, and also your networks or communities, if you will, the different communities that you belong to. And you've got interesting. Okay. Oh, whenever I see the moon card, I associate it with Pisces. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but that's what I see it as. So I take it as true. It reminds me of the energy, the Piscean energy. But so this is talking about how you see yourself and how others may see you. Now it's interesting here because you've got the Four of Materials, which is the Four of Pentacles. Now this energy of this card can sometimes be a bit of a hoarding energy. It's interesting because you've got that Four of Cups and now you've got the Four of Pentacles. Now this energy, it doesn't have to be that way. And actually, when I see it in this cup, it's like holding things close to your heart, right? That holding that which you hold precious to your heart, very close. But the thing that can be challenging about this card is that you may be holding it due to a lack mentality. And that's what you don't want to have. You don't want to be in a space where you're holding on to this thing that you care about, whether it be something internally like an emotion of some kind or an actual physical thing, because the materials tends to represent the 3D world. So like holding on to money, holding on to the foundation of something, right? It can be also holding on to a relationship. If you're holding on to something because you feel like it's the only one, right? It's the only thing out there. You'd never get anything better. You're not, like that kind of mentality of lack. That's where this card can be challenging and where you need to release that and turn it around. Okay. So in regards to yourself and how other people see you, I feel like there may be a sense of other people perceiving you as like kind of holding yourself in, not being more to yourself, kind of pulling in, because you've also got this moon card, and the moon card can be a very beautiful card in terms of dealing with very deep emotions. And I know my Pisceans can have very deep emotional, what's the word? Like emotional realities, emotional places in which you dwell. Okay. But the other thing about this card is that it can also talk about illusions, right? And being disillusioned, right? And because when, it's that feeling of like when you're swept over by emotions where things are not 100% clear, it's hard to be 100% clear and logical when you are deep into a set of emotions, whatever those emotions may be: sadness, anger, regret, worry, depression, whatever it might be, even joy, right? We're not necessarily, when you're exuberantly joyful, you may not be thinking as clearly as you are when your emotions are at a more balanced level. And so this is the kind of illusion, if you will, or disillusion that the moon card can carry with it. So it's like people may see you as maybe not being as fully present right now, like within the month of May. And then there's also a calling here that I'm hearing from Spirit for you in regards to dealing with your networks and communities, to be mindful of, I want to say like illusions or things being different than as they appear. Okay. So I say the reason why I say it that way is because what I'm hearing from Spirit is that it's not necessarily, sometimes if I had said like deception, right, then it's like a negative way to think about illusions or things being hidden. But it's really more that it's more an energy of things may not be as they appear. So it's not necessarily a negative, right? It's just that you may not be fully seeing the whole situation. So Spirit is just asking you to take a pause before you make any decisions about some things dealing with the communities that you walk in. Okay. So that things can be revealed and you can see the truth of the situation and then make a clearer decision. And it could be that you are actually, I just saw 11:11, that you are actually the, what am I trying to say? You are actually the person hiding, right? Or holding the secret or illusion or the hidden factor, right? It could be that it's actually you. But I'm just also getting that you need to be conscious of like your communities and networks and in making sure that everything is clear and release your sense of holding on to things. You don't have to hold so tightly, okay? Just be mindful. That's all. Just be mindful. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for your first area, Pisces. So now moving to your second area of career and income and resources. Let's see what we've got. So you've got, ooh, okay. Yes. Okay, I say that because this is the wish fulfilled card, 9 of Cups. Beautiful card for career, income, and resources. That's what I'm talking about. The other thing you've got here is you've got the 7 of Wands, and I'll talk a little bit more about this, but the 7 of Wands is a good card. I like how it's illustrated here because sometimes it's really talking about like protecting yourself and standing up for yourself, which is actually like in alignment with that take charge energy, because it's like, know your space, protect yourself. And when I say space, I'm talking about mind, body, spirit, okay, emotions, all of that, like your space. Like here she is, got a protective bubble around her. She is tapped into her power center, right? And then she is also grounding herself, right? So she's grounding herself by these energies. So even though there may be some energies coming at her, she's got a protective bubble and she is fully sitting in her power, so nothing can get at her. So there's really this sort of sense of having like resilience, perseverance, and standing up for yourself, speaking your truth, taking charge for what is to be yours within your realm of career, income, and resources. Okay, so that is a really powerful energy. So it's also just another sense of being mindful of, I'm just really hearing, I don't always hear that heavily in this card, but in this card, I'm really hearing for y'all to protect your space, protect protect your energy around you, right? As you're moving forward, because there's going to be some changes for you within your career and income in terms of more abundance coming in. This card right here, the 9 of Cups, you can see you've got the little genie here, the little genie lamp. It's like, this is like a wish granted from the universe. Okay. It's just like freely given to you, right? And it is abundant. It's really like, so it tells me whenever I see this card, I'm always like, you all need to get clear about what it is that you're wishing for. Make sure that you're being very specific about what those wishes are, because the universe is going to grant that for you. So that is, so like, be very, very clear about what it is that you're drawing into you, what you're actually manifesting. Okay. But because this is falling in your career, income, and resources, it's like you all should be seeing I mean, well, it depends on what your, wish is, but, it may be a shift in career in terms of doing something that's more passionate for you. If some of you are like doing some sort of long commute and you've been wanting to like be closer to home, then, that may be an opportunity to work from home or something like that, or an increase, a raise or something like that, or finding a new income stream, so that you have something in addition that's actually coming in, that's doing something towards something you're passionate about, or is really putting you closer to your life purpose. So all of those things are really, really beautiful. And this is a beautiful card. And I'm going to set this on top so that energy just keeps resonating for us, right? But I mean, this energy is good as well, but this is fantastic. Okay. So you've got that there. And then you've got, let's talk about now moving to your third area, which is going to be your love, partnership, and family. Okay. And ooh, okay. All right. Now this is interesting because I feel like this card is showing up in a lot of the readings, which is the Six of Cups, the Six of Emotions. And it's interesting because it's about nostalgia. Okay. It's about memory. It's about childhood. You can also talk about your inner child, but there's this sort of sense of like connecting in some way to the past, allowing yourself to be healed in a way from the past. And the reason why I find that interesting is because astrologically, for at least half of the month of May, we are in Mercury retrograde. We're in Mercury retrograde now as I'm taping this reading, but for most of May, or half of May, I think, we are going to be in Mercury retrograde, which actually supports things that are from the past. So working with people from the past, dealing with memories, dealing with truth that emerges from memory or from childhood, okay, and healing from that, okay. So all of that is something that is supported under that same astrological energy, but then specifically for you, Pisces, with regards to your love, partnership, and family, there's this sense of like connectedness to the past and bringing that fully into the future. There may be a way in which you've been thinking about something in the past that is going to shift for you and open up a new way of being, a new road. It's almost like you see like this child here has their like little suitcase and they're like spinning the world or universe around in their hand. And then right behind them, there's this opening of a new path. So there's an opportunity for you to tap into that wisdom. And then we've got her sitting over here, like sort of watching it. It's almost like I see that energy as you now, right? Seeing this energy of the past, connecting it to your whole, making you whole. Because there's like, this is a whole, right? So there's a sense of like making you whole. I've never really seen that before. That's really beautiful in terms of this card. Then the other energy that you've got is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant can talk about higher learning. It also talks about structures, can talk about religions, or a spiritual teacher of some kind, okay? But there's also like a connectedness of grounding yourself within spirit. So within your family and within your love and partnerships, there's this sense of a bit of ascension, right? That I'm seeing here with the Hierophant card, that there can be some ascension happening. And I feel like it may be connected because you've got these two cards together with either some healing from the past or a past memory, within your partnership or without, in a different partnership that provides clarity on a partnership that you're in now that allows you to ascend to a different level with how you're connecting. So I actually think this is a really strong energy with the major arcana and a really beautiful energy in terms of healing and connecting the past and the present to support what is happening within your partnerships and love and family. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing there for the month of May for you. And then now we're moving to your health and wellness. So your health and wellness for the month of May. Ooh, nice. Okay. Two very strong cards here, Pisces. So you've got, and the Queen of Cups definitely speaks of Pisces. I mean, she's got a little fish on her little necklace there, and she's like in the water, basically, like there's little fish behind her. And the thing is that the Queen of Cups is such a beautiful energy because she's highly emotionally intelligent and she is also deeply connected above and below, connected with her intuitive side, connected with her emotions. She not only is tapped into her own emotional world, right? But she's tapped into the emotional world of those around her and is able to integrate effortlessly and freely with the emotionality of any situation. She is abundant, like over, just richly abundant, right? With resources, which is kind of a nice tie here with this Nine of Cups, right? The Queen of Cups is also just extremely abundant, right? And then you've got the Wheel card, which is a major arcana card and really, really gorgeous to be here in regards to your health and wellness. So I'm really getting the Queen of Cups is like this sense of like balance, emotional balance, this sense of like being tapped into what it is that you need for yourself, knowing what is possible for you and reaching for that, right? And then you've got the Wheel, and the Wheel talks about it being a lucky time for you, that things are turning in your direction. You are moving toward your destiny, your fate, you're moving easily with the ups and downs in life, but you're finding the serendipity and sort of fortuitous opportunities. And so that says to me with regards to your health and wellness that there's some things that are going to be opening up for you in terms of making sure that you have exactly what you need to take care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. And take charge with that. It reminds me to go that, when you have a hunch, when you have an intuition that you need to eat something differently or stop eating something or do some kind of new regimen, either with your meals or physically, that to follow that because fortunes are moving in your direction and you're tapped in intuitively. So use that intuitive strength and power that you have in the month of May to move yourself forward within regards to keeping yourself whole within your health and wellness. Okay, Pisces, like this is really gorgeous energy and definitely tap in so that you can leverage it. All right. And then moving into your fifth area, this area is going to be your sense of adventure, higher learning, and self-expression. Wow, look at that. Talk about adventure. Okay, so some of you all may be traveling, okay? That's the first message that I'm getting, 100%. You've got the Chariot. I love the Chariot card because it is a balance of shadow and light, your shadow and your light, right? It is, the energy here is that, the Chariot has learned their life lessons. They've gotten clarity. They know what their purpose is. They're taking charge, right? And they are moving forward on a path to success, quickly moving forward to a path to success. It also can call for travel, which is why that's the first thing I said, because the very first thing that came into my mind is like, yep, my Pisces may be traveling within the month of May or preparing to travel to move forward with something, probably with work, but it could also be it could be aligned with your purpose, right? Whatever your life purpose is. So that could be some of you are doing your life purpose outside of your actual job, right? If you're in alignment with that, your job being connected, everything being connected to your purpose, then that's that. But if you are doing something else that's like in more alignment with purpose, then that's kind of where the travel may fall. So for instance, if you have a regular job and you're an artist on the side, then, you may have an opportunity to do some traveling for your artistic work if that's where your passion is, where your fire is, okay? But there's also a sense of like some of you may be traveling either in order to or when you go travel, be able to broaden your horizons, right? So it may be that there's an opportunity like a learning travel adventure. I don't know, that's what came to my mind. So yeah, that you would be going somewhere and learning while you're there, like either, I don't know, taking a class somewhere or a workshop or just doing, or maybe just not even doing any official training. Although I do hear that some of you could be doing some official training and traveling, okay? But there's also the opportunity that you're just learning, like you're just learning in the process, like your soul is learning through the connections and through the places that you go. Understand, I'm hearing very clearly that places have spirit. There is spirit that lives in places, and different places that you go. When you are attuned and tapped into your intuitive knowing and tapped to your own self, you can learn on all levels, right? So learning by what you see, hear, and feel. And so my beautiful Pisces, you're in this month, what I'm seeing here is that you're going to be very tapped in to your feeling emotional side. And so when you are traveling, you're going to also be feeding that side of yourself and giving from that side of yourself to others that you may interact with. And then you've got this beautiful page of inspirations, which is the page of wands. And pages here, I love this with the chariot, because the chariot is like a fast moving energy. It is about moving towards success. And then your page is like this beautiful, passionate messenger, right? It's a youthful energy. It is an explosion of creativity, enthusiasm, which goes so well with this idea of the chariot and moving forward, right? It talks about creative beginnings, newfound inspiration, and like working on a new skill, honing a new skill, and developing that even further. It talks about having the permission to dream. So this idea of like traveling, expanding, broadening your horizons, right? And then this beautiful youthful energy that's just soaking it all in and just starting something new, starting something fresh. Allow yourself to have the playful energy of youth in the month of May. The sun, well, it's depending on where you are in the hemisphere, the sun hopefully will be shining, and there's this sort of sense of like freedom, right, that I'm really getting from this energy for you all, Pisces, in the month of May. Lovely. Love that energy. Love it. Freedom. Okay. So, and then you've got this sixth area is going to be the unconscious, also like spirituality realm. Okay. So I want you to be mindful, my dear Pisces. You've got the Five of Swords. Okay. The Five of Swords can talk about conflict. Now, oftentimes it's talking about an external conflict, like conflicts with others, and that may be occurring as well. But we're looking at what is going on underneath the surface for you, what's going on in the unconscious. So that makes me think that the conflict that is occurring here is actually internal. So, and remember that the Five of Swords is speaking about thoughts, right? Because the swords are air, it's like thoughts. But it also, the Five of Swords can talk about experiencing a loss, feeling like your victories are hollow or not what you wanted, right? Kind of goes back to that overall energy of that Four of Cups, the sense of apathy, right? But this is more of an active energy, and it's going on underneath the surface. And so what that tells me, my beautiful Pisces, is I need you to get intentional about your thought processes. Because if this is going on underneath the surface, that means that you're having like conflicting thoughts underneath the surface, and understand that what goes on internally is what we create in our external world, right? So you want to get a handle on that, because you want to make sure that what's going on in your internal world is reflecting what you want to create in your external world. So I need you to get intentional about your thought process. And that means feeding yourself the positive thought processes that you want to carry, like doing the affirmations, doing the thought process. Like immediately when you have a thought that may not be in alignment fully, there's a need for you to like memorize some positive like phrases that you can say quickly to yourself. I am enough. I am depending on what it is going on for you. What is this conflict, right? Usually it's about something specific that you are thinking is either not going to work out, or there's a loss that you're struggling with. And so there's a sense of like counteracting that energy with an overlay of a positive affirmation that you can immediately put into your mind to begin to shift your thinking. Understand that there's other meditations and things like that that you all can tap into. Now, on top of that, though, you've got the Ace of Swords, which is lovely to be in alignment or covering, if you will, the Five of Swords, because the Ace of Swords is going to be that new energy, that burst of new ideas, the aha moment, the moment of clarity, right? So there's a sense of like you can gain the clarity that you need within the month of May to be able to help you to move forward. And that is going on in your subconscious as well. So although there's some conflict, there's also a sense of understanding truth at a deeper level. So allow yourself to fully receive that. All right. This is looking like a really great month of May for you all. Let's see what the guidance is from Spirit. Ooh, I love this card. Okay. So you've got growth, Pisces. This is beautiful. This is the toadstools. And the story behind this card is just, it's talking about mushrooms. And it's talking about the interconnectedness of mushrooms underneath the forest floor and how they can be like kind of growing underneath the surface and you don't have any idea what's going on, but they are interconnected. They talk to each other, they support each other, in that growth process. And then one day in the forest, all of a sudden you just see this plethora of mushrooms popping up everywhere. It's like what they've been working on, what's been going on underneath the surface becomes visible, right? And it becomes visible in abundance. So what this tells me, beautiful Pisces, is that, and then you've got this transforming, you've got this butterfly here, this sort of sense of transformation that right now, and it's interesting because you've got this moon card. So there's like the sense of like going into the depth, right? Going into the underbelly of things that you may have been feeling like, but Spirit's got you with this wish, but, and this guidance from Spirit is really saying that, you're going to emerge from that transformed, that the growth that you're doing is not going to be forever unseen, right? Whatever you've been working on underneath the surface is going to begin to blossom and grow. And that is gorgeous. So my beautiful Pisces, those are the messages that I have for you today for the month of May. It looks like you're going to have a very active, free month, a time of sort of tapping into your own intuitive self and letting that guide you. Remember to take charge, and go for, I love how it says, don't wait for the stars to align. You go ahead and arrange them. You do the work to be able to move things forward, Pisces. So gorgeous energy. I hope that you have a joyfully abundant May. Thank you for joining the channel. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye-bye.